My name is Les Voschholz, and I'm a charter member of EPA, and I work in the Office of Public Affairs. I created and I've operated Region 7's Graphics and Audiovisual Department for 40 years. The region has always supported me and allowed me to evolve from manual graphics in the 60s and 70s into computer graphics in the 80s and 90s, into video production in the early 2000s, and then on to live and archived internet video streaming. Now, 40 years ago, there were no computers, and graphics were basically created by hand, which left us artists up to our own imagination as to how to physically create interesting visuals. For almost 2 decades, everything I created had something to do with a 1,000-pound line camera that I operated inside of a 9 by 12-foot darkroom, which produced up to 20-inch negatives, film positives, line art positives, all of which I combined with colored dyes, cartoon colors, colored tapes, backlit colored gels, tricks with 2A mirrors, and any new products 3M invented to help us burn color images into transparent films. All this allowed me to send our program officials out the door with slides that were certainly more interesting than most and helped to keep their audiences awake. Well, that all changed around 1984 when programmers started writing software that could create more than crude pie charts. Many of my artist buddies were actually afraid of this computer age, but Region 7 was always willing to allow me to latch on to new technologies. And so by 1989, our graphic shop was fairly state-of-the-art when Region 7 hosted the first NEIC, which stood for National Environmental Information Conference, which announced the fact that the information age had indeed begun at EPA. In the early manual graphics years, I did all the work or all the visuals from end users' notes. Now, it's much more efficient for the end user to produce the visuals themselves rather than wasting time trying to tell me what they want. And I first realized that in the early 90s when I coined the phrase end user self-production and actually started teaching and encouraging the end users to create their own computer graphics. Now, that probably sounds like I was giving my work away, doesn't it? But you know what? Our shop never did run out of work. And now we're learning where we best serve in the internet age as communication now merges into the evolution of what we now call the social media. On January the 1st, 2011, I will be retired, and I've always felt appreciated by my region. Let me say thank you, EPA, for giving me a career that I have thoroughly enjoyed.